All right, how we doing? We got about 17 minutes left before free agency officially opens. We're getting pumped over here. Got a lot of stuff to go through, and let's break it down right now. All right, got stream beats up, got rumors up. All right, let's jump right into it. Welcome everybody. We are just minutes, less than a half hour away from free agency officially opening in the NBA. We've heard a lot of different things, and I kind of want to go over just kind of what we've heard early today, kind of some things we've heard yesterday, and break it down. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, feel free to. We're doing a lot of NBA content. Obviously, we're doing this long live stream today, and then we will do a other things as well. So yeah, let's just get on into what we've heard so far, and I'm gonna go team by team to kind of start us off here, and feel free to enter the chat. Feel free to if you have any questions, feel free to, again, reach out, discuss, and just get excited for free agency opening up here. I'm just going to go really quickly on these teams and kind of go from there. Atlanta, rumored in interest in re-signing Lou Williams and also bringing back Paul Millsap. Boston, long list here for Boston. Potentially moving Marcus Smart is on the table. We've heard of that. Larry Nance is a target. Lonzo Ball, Jeff Green, Rudy Gay, Kelly Olynyk, Avery Bradley, Chris Dunn could be traded again. Evan Fournier could be on the move just because they don't believe that they could probably bring him back. Patty Mills, Reggie Jackson, Isaiah Thomas are guys to keep on, tabs on if you are a Celtics fan. Brooklyn Nets in free agency in the NBA are targeting. There was a rumor about the trade of Washington that would send Dinwiddie to Washington and Kuzma and or Montrezl Harrell to Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan could be on the move, assuming that they need to move some pieces around. Bryn Forbes, Otto Porter. Porter, apparently a recent report says that Otto Porter is very, leaning strongly to going to Brooklyn. So that's probably likely for him. Let's see here. Let's go. Just trying to angle myself right here. James Ennis for Charlotte. Let's go for Charlotte. So Charlotte, James Ennis. There was a little bit of a rumor talking about Lonzo Ball, which was a little interesting. Potentially trading for Thomas Satoransky. Also acquiring Josh Hart in a deal. So we've heard a little bit of a Lonzo Ball to just Chicago move, where Charlotte also sends Devontae Graham to New Orleans. And again, Josh Hart is a piece from New Orleans to Charlotte, Satoransky from Chicago to Charlotte. So moving pieces, there's nothing official on that, but that is something that we've heard. Let's move to Chicago's side of things. Bryn Forbes, Lonzo Ball, bringing back Derrick Rose, Thomas Satoransky could be on the move. DeMar DeRozan, Rashawn Holmes are guys that they're looking at. Cleveland, Larry Nance, Doug McDermott, Alec Burks. Larry Nance could be moved. Alec Burks is a target. Reggie Bullock, Kent Bazemore, Denzel Valentine, Garrett Temple, Torrey Craig, Furkan Korkmaz, Bryn Forbes, Alex Caruso. So wings is obviously a target there in Cleveland. Let's move to Dallas. Obviously, everybody's interested in where Kyle Lowry's going to go. John Collins, Bryn Forbes, James Ennis, Rashawn Holmes, Sterling Brown is apparently going to sign right off the bat here. Lonzo Ball, Dallas. Kawhi is going to, potentially listen to guys and listen to some teams. DeMar DeRozan and Dennis Schroeder for Dallas. Denver, JaVale McGee, Doug McDermott, JaMychal Green, Reggie Jackson, Will Barton likely to stay in Denver. Paul Millsap, another guy who's likely to stay in Denver. Nerlens Noel, now we're moving to Detroit. Nerlens Noel, Kelly Olynyk, Tim Hardaway Jr., JaMychal Green, DeMar DeRozan, we already got Kelly Olynyk, Corey Joseph, Lauri Markkanen, Golden State has been attached to names like Nicolas Batum, Paul Millsap, Andre Iguodala. Houston seems like a strong place that where Daniel Tice is going to end up. Lou Williams in Indiana. Indiana's list now. Can they move off of Jeremy Lamb's contract? And are they preparing to lose Doug McDermott and TJ McConnell? It sounds like McConnell's probably going to end up back in Indiana, but it's not an official thing yet. Avery Bradley, Lou Williams, Will Barton, Garrett Temple, Nicolas Batum, Lonzo Ball for Indiana. Let me just check something here. Let's go to the Clippers. Okay, let's go to the Clippers. Nicolas Batum, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, Reggie Jackson are guys that, again, keep an eye on those. Are they able to keep both Batum and Jackson here? We don't officially know. Andre Iguodala, Carmelo Anthony, this is for the Lakers now. Andre Iguodala, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Patty Mills, Wayne Ellington, Trevor Ariza, Jeff Green, James Ennis, Rudy Gay, Buddy Hield. Haven't heard anything from Memphis's end. Now they don't really have too much cap room to go with. I kind of think they made their move in the offseason with trading for Mr. Steven Adams and Eric Bledsoe, who could be on the move again. Obviously drafting Zaire Williams from Memphis, so nothing from Memphis. Kyle Lowry for Miami. This is Miami's list now. Kyle Lowry. Do they lose Dragic and Precious Achiuwa as they go to Toronto for Lowry? Trevor Ariza, Rudy Gay, Nicolas Batum. Bringing back Duncan Robinson is a high priority for the Heat. Danny Green, Jeff Green, Bobby Portis, Otto Porter, Dwayne Dedman. So when I've mentioned in other videos about how I believe there's going to be, just an arms race for teams that are going to be able to actually go out and sign these veterans. And, Miami, Los Angeles, the Lakers and the Clippers, Brooklyn, does Milwaukee intrigue anybody? It doesn't really sound like it, but New York, the Knicks have a lot of money. Let's keep going here. Milwaukee has talked about Lou Williams, James Ennis, PJ Tucker, and Bobby Portis are going to try to go back. Minnesota has talked about Lauri Markkanen, JaMychal Green, Kyle Kuzma, Taurean Prince could be moved again, and Danilo Gallinari. Pelicans, Marcus Smart could be landed there if there's any kind of deal where I think Lonzo would have gone to Boston. Rumors of that, again, nothing's official. Kyle Lowry, Avery Bradley, Zach Collins, Brent Forbes, Doug McDermott, JaMychal Green, Spencer Dinwiddie, Reggie Jackson, Devontae Graham, Nerlens, and now we're in New York. New York is everybody who is on the free agent market that's notable is going to New York. Nerlens Noel, Miles Turner, Carmelo Anthony, Spencer Dinwiddie, Cameron Payne, Dennis Schroeder, Reggie Jackson, Derrick Rose, Talen Horton-Tucker, Kendrick Nunn, Kyle Lowry, Devontae Graham, Rashawn Holmes, DeMar DeRozan, Evan Fournier, who's kind of the favorite to land in New York, Duncan Robinson, Norman Powell, Kelly Oubre, and Reggie Jackson, Alec Burks. So let's keep going here. We don't have a whole lot. We got about 8 minutes until free agency officially opens. Oklahoma City, Lauri Markkanen, Zach Collins, Spencer Dinwiddie, DeAndre Jordan. They could be a team that lands DeAndre Jordan just to, take on the cap and maybe get, picks from Brooklyn. Devontae Graham also in Oklahoma City. Orlando, really only thing we've heard there is just James Ennis is, a priority to maybe get back. Philadelphia, Kyle Lowry, James Ennis, Tobias Harris could be potentially dealt. Now, that's kind of been shot down a little bit, but still something to kind of maybe keep your eye on. Phoenix, bringing back Chris Paul. Can they get Doug McDermott? Can they re-sign Cameron Payne? And Gorgie Jang is also another target of theirs. Portland doesn't have a whole lot of ability of what they can do. Obviously, they're going to try to bring back Norman Powell, but Nicolas Batum is also an option for them. Sacramento, still haven't gotten that Buddy Hield trade yet. Nerlens Noel and Dennis Schroeder, if a sign and trade for Buddy Hield works out with the Lakers. San Antonio, Kelly Oubre, Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, Zach Collins, Terrence Ross, potentially bringing back DeMar DeRozan, Daniel Tice are guys that could land in San Antonio. And the last three teams we'll talk about: Toronto, Utah, and Washington. So Toronto, Nerlens Noel, Rashawn Holmes, Jared Allen, Zach Collins. Obviously, they're going to try to address the center front court position and see kind of what happens there. Utah, Mike Conley, probably going to break here any moment, just the official number and how many years. It sounds like 3 for Conley to go back to Utah. Juwan Morgan's out for them. James Ennis was a potential name that was thrown around. Otto Porter and Rudy Gay are two guys that they were looking at potentially signing as well. However, that might not be something they can do. Spencer Dinwiddie for Washington is, we just heard just now, according to Shams, Dinwiddie's going to meet with Washington right as we start. So do we get a Spencer Dinwiddie move to start off the offseason? We'll definitely see. Isaac Bonga potentially could be moved. In fact, I think they actually they didn't extend him the qualifying offer, so he is a free agent. Lonzo Ball was rumored for Washington. Kyle Kuzma, Alex Caruso. Kuzma could be moved again. Caruso could be a signing that they go try to get. Potential trades include maybe a sign-in trade including Dennis Schroeder or Malcolm Brogdon is a name that's been thrown out there. So anyway, that is kind of going, and sorry that was a little bit redundant and things like that, but ultimately kind of gives us a sign as to who is officially kind of out there. Heard a lot of Rashawn Holmes, heard a lot of, DeMar DeRozan's. Do we hear about these guys, and does their fate, do we know their fate officially today, is something that we will see. Raptors are currently, this is according to Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype, the Raptors are exploring the trade market for Aaron Baines, trying to move him, obviously, to open up cap space, it sounds like. Let's see here. Just further clarifications on a couple of draft night trades. Latest news. Again, we heard Dinwiddie's going to meet up with Washington right as we start here. Again, 4 minutes away from free agency officially opening. We're going to stream for a good while. If there's not really a good amount of news flowing in, we'll probably end the stream. But ultimately, we should be here for a while and just kind of see what we can find here. And kind of go from there. Free agency, other rumors here. There's a recent rumor that's talking about how the Chicago Bulls could be potentially looking at Lonzo Ball and DeMar DeRozan. In order for that to happen, there would have to be kind of a sign-in trade, and there would have to be moves that are made to enable more cap space to be opened up in Chicago. Another new recent story that had come out here just a moment ago, or two stories, one out of Dallas and one out of Atlanta. In Dallas, it sounds like they're going to start and just get Tim Hardaway Jr. immediately taken care of. So it sounds like Hardaway's likely going to stay in Dallas. We'll see how long and what the money is for. That's always the interesting part when it comes to free agency. The other news that is out of Atlanta is that they could potentially, it sounds like they're having issues right now with a new deal with John Collins. Now, this is interesting because we've heard a lot of different things about John Collins and about how, there was a lot of talk about how is he going to stay in Atlanta. It sounded likely that he was going to stay in Atlanta, and that teams like Dallas and San Antonio were kind of backing off and saying, never mind, we're not going to offer anything because Atlanta's just going to keep him. But now Atlanta is kind of facing a little bit of a speed bump in the road with John Collins. So does that materialize into anything? I don't know. But again, we are excited here. We got about 2 minutes left. And we are going to be monitoring everything that we can. I got my phone here in front of me, along with Shams and Woj officially up, on screen here. And so, it will be exciting to see kind of what happens here with this, with these teams, and go from there. So, let's see here. Just trying to look. Lakers. Alex Caruso is expected to meet with several teams to begin free agency, and then Evan Fournier. Let's see, New York again. We're hearing a lot of things out of New York there that he's going to stay or go to the Knicks. Daniel Tice, officially is looking like a guy who's going to Houston, San Antonio, Toronto, Detroit, and the Miami Heat. So those are teams that are looking after Daniel Tice. We knew of Houston here. Did we know about San Antonio and Toronto? I think were two other names that we knew of. Well, not officially Toronto. San Antonio, Daniel Tice, and Miami. Yeah. So again, we're about less than a few minutes here. I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water so I don't get wrecked today. Yeah. Let's stay patient and let's see what free agency brings us here. I'm going to take a quick 30-second delay here. I'll be right back. Oh, nope, never mind, of course. Breaking, Shams officially has this. Let's throw this up on screen. And let's play our alert noise here. So we have a trade, or not a trade. We have a signing. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Crap, just lost it. There it is. Can we zoom up on this bad boy? All right, so we have Lonzo Ball officially signing a 4-year, $85 million deal with the Chicago Bulls. Let me pull out my handy dandy calculator here. That's about $21.25 million per year. Interesting. Shams officially, Rich Paul gets him to Chicago. Again, because Lonzo Ball is a restricted free agent, he will have to, the Pelicans have an opportunity to match. Now, again, we have heard today that there are rumors about how the Bulls and the Pelicans and the Hornets are potentially looking at a trade that would send Devontae Graham to New Orleans, would send Josh Hart to Charlotte, Lonzo to Chicago, and again, we are hearing this. It says that it's a sign and trade agreement. So in fact, let's pull up Woj's account now, because Woj has officially tweeted that out. Of course, right as I need water is when everything just blows up, and we're officially underway here in for free agency. Let's go. So yeah, we got Lonzo. Click out of that. Here we go. Here's the Woj tweet. If you didn't believe me, with the Shams tweet, Pelicans guard Lonzo Ball is landing a 4-year deal with the Chicago Bulls in a sign and trade agreement. So again, what are the details of the sign and trade? We don't know. Okay, Mark Stein has now tweeted. I gotta get his Twitter up, man. Had to make a fake Twitter account just to get up in here and get going. All right, where's Steiny? Come on. Profile. Let's see here. Steinline. Here he is. All right, Stein. What do we got? 40 seconds in. Now, we'll still talk about Lonzo Ball here, but he did, Stein does have a report. Again, NBA free agency has officially opened. First move of the day, Lonzo Ball. I gotta write these down. So Lonzo Ball is headed to the Chicago Bulls. We've heard rumors today about how Lonzo is potentially going to be, it's a sign and trade that would land him in Chicago, and that potential moves that could be made there are, again, Devontae Graham to Charlotte, Devontae Graham to New Orleans, Josh Hart to New Orleans, to Charlotte, and Lonzo going to Chicago are kind of the main pieces that we've heard so far. So when we get more clarification on that, we will obviously, go that way. Mark Stein, let's pull up his Twitter right now. We've yet to officially hear anything here. So free agency underway. Day one commitments are expected in Miami from Kyle Lowry via sign and trade with Toronto. So we'll keep an eye on that. And Duncan Robinson, who is a restricted free agency. So Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry going to Miami. Duncan Robinson obviously staying in Miami. Lowry traded via sign and trade with Toronto. Now, we heard the names that came up in that potential sign and trade. What is that sign and trade? It is going to be... from what we've heard is Precious Achiuwa and Goran Dragic. Now probably going to throw in some draft picks there as well, but that is something. So we got moves and moves and moves. All right, we got another one here. So we got we got a lot of action here. So Lonzo Ball going to Chicago via sign and trade. We'll hear more about that. That one was from Woj. The Mavericks have expected commitments from both Boban Marjanovic. Here it is here for Mark Stein. And we're getting some numbers now. So Hardaway is $72 million over 4 years, and he is staying in Dallas. So again, we got a lot of breaking news. Let's throw up the sound effect here. A lot of news. Dallas is going to bring back Boban and Tim Hardaway. And, pretty solid move by them. Let me do the quick calculation on Tim Hardaway, 72 by 4. So that's an average of 18. And he goes back to Dallas for year 72. So we've heard that. Hoops Rumors apparently also just had a move here that they just announced. I'm gonna double check to see what that's all about. Let's refresh their page. Okay, so according to Chris Haynes, we'll probably put his Twitter up here in a minute. Chris Haynes is reporting that Will Barton, let's pull up his Twitter link here and then make sure to follow him. Chris Haynes says free agent guard Will Barton is finalizing an agreement to re-sign with the Nuggets on a 2-year $32 million deal. That is $16 a year. Will Barton going to Denver. Man, we are blowing up right now. Can't do the alarm sound as much as I'd like to. Shams has now just apparently reported something new. So we're moving all over the place. And again, we'll talk about these more and more. Apparently, Mike Conley has signed a 3-year, $68 million deal to stay with the Utah Jazz. Throw that up here. Write that down. Mike Conley staying with the Utah Jazz officially on a very team-friendly deal. We heard that it was $60 million from one source, and then we heard it was $75. So kind of right there in the middle is probably a good spot. So 3-year, $68 million for Conley. Now that comes to be what? Is that not very good at math? 22.6. Pretty solid. I think that's pretty good for the what's happening with Utah. I think they get a solid player back with them, and we got news flying around here like none other. We officially also from Shams, we'll pull up this one, have 2 more breaking stories. One of them we'll cover really quick, but he also talked about how, let's see here, Jimmy Butler has agreed to an extension. Man, Shams is getting everything out here. And then he just tweeted about that deal. So, Jimmy Butler here Five-time NBA All-Star Jimmy Butler is expected to agree to a maximum extension with the Miami Heat once the year league opens on August 6th. So they're extending Jimmy Butler, keeping him in Miami. We just mentioned earlier about clarification on the whole Lonzo Ball situation, about him going to Chicago. Again, Lonzo's 4-year, 84. 4-year, 85 million. But the trade terms are coming out. We're hearing the Bulls are sending Thomas Satoransky, Garrett Temple, and a second-round pick to New Orleans for Lonzo Ball. So solid. New Orleans gets some solid wings, and a solid wing and a good leader, old veteran with Garrett Temple. They also get a solid guard in Thomas Satoransky. Super interesting. Pull it up here. So again, we have gotten a lot of moves here, and we just got another one here by Shams. Shams is killing it right now. So Shams has reported that JaMychal Green is headed to stay in Denver, and he's getting 2 years, $17 million. So Denver comes right out of the gates, and they just say, "Hey, we're taking care of our guy." And let's see here. He stays in Denver. I should have gotten my drink of water a little bit earlier, but whatever. 2 year 17 million. Woj has officially tweeted that Alec Burks has officially decided to stay in with New York. 3 years, $30 million. NYK, 3 years, $30 million. Okay, so the Knicks kind of bring back a guy that was a part of their team. Another, just now by Woj, another tweet coming in saying the following, that Nerlens Noel is returning to the New York Knicks on a 3-year, $32 million deal. So New York, we had heard that they had, targeted some guys to bring back in Noel and Burks, and they are taken care of just right off the bat. So trying to update as much as we can here, Nerlens Noel. Now, how does this impact kind of them, kind of keeping their own guy? Like, how does this impact them with trying to go somewhere and getting a different player? Like DeRozan was thrown on that. Kyle Lowry obviously now is headed to Miami. It sounds like nothing official has come out about that yet, but it sounds like that's where it's headed. So what does New York do after re-signing their own guys? Super interesting. Another tweet here that has just come through by Woj is about restricted free agent Jared Allen. Jared Allen has agreed to a 5-year, $100 million deal that would keep him in Cleveland. So we had known that Cleveland, interesting. Obviously, I don't think you can really pass up on Jared Allen. Now, you can technically move Jared Allen still. He's not like super old or anything like that. So them keeping Jared Allen is a big move. And I really believe that they will maybe experiment with him and Kevin Love playing alongside each other. Jared Allen, Cleveland, 5 years, $100 million. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's the most recent, but we've gotten a lot of movement here. We have, how many signings is this? This is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 signings officially. I did that, and that's not even including Boban. Let's take a look here. So most recent, again, right now we're hearing that the Cleveland Cavaliers have officially, decided to bring back. Throw up his notifications. Have officially decided to bring back Jared Allen. I'm reading like 10 things at once here. And we also have heard now, most recently, that from Yahoo, that Lowry is expected to sign a 3-year deal with Miami and sign and trade with Toronto. So Miami keeps their guy and Jimmy Butler, extends him, and now they are going to officially get Kyle Lowry in a sign and trade, which we still have yet to hear what the terms of the deal are, who's being moved. We still don't know. All right, here's one that just broke. All right, let's go to our boy Woj again. Kelly Olynyk, the Olynyk Clinic is headed to the Detroit Pistons. We had heard that the Pistons had some interest in Kelly Olynyk. So Kyle Lowry, I think it was a 3-year deal, they said. This one's also a 3-year deal for Kelly Olynyk. Detroit. And Miami for Lowry. And then $37 million. So a little over $30 million a year. Or $10 million a year. For Kelly Olynyk. That one just broke up on the screen here, as you can see. Man, we got a lot of movement. Probably about 10 signings here, and we're only about 15 minutes in to free agency. Let's see here. Can I get 2 seconds to kind of catch breath and get a drink of water? Because I need it. Let's see here. Yeah, Kelly Olynyk, again, on screen, you can see here, Kelly Olynyk has agreed to a 3-year, $37 million with the Detroit Pistons. Yeah, pretty good. Olynyk played pretty solid for Houston last year. He was a guy that I kind of had targeted as, where could he land? We had heard some rumors, I think, of him. Yeah, some rumors of him going to Detroit. And now it's official. He is going to the Detroit Pistons. Lowry, again, let's talk about Kyle Lowry right now. Kyle Lowry has officially agreed to sign with the Miami Heat. Now it is a part of a sign and trade deal that would send him to Miami for unknown players at this point. We're probably going to get more detail about that in the next few minutes. But now I think things have kind of slowed down. And let's talk about it. Boban's headed back to Dallas. I think was that a 2-year deal, but we don't know the terms yet. Pretty good. And let's check here. Kelly Olynyk to a 3-year, $37 million with the Heat. Okay, official news now. Coming from Stein about TJ McConnell and where he's deciding to go. So Stein retweets a guy who says the Pacers have come to terms with TJ McConnell. So again, we kind of heard that a little bit today too. McConnell was leaning kind of out of him and McDermott, was probably going to stay in Indiana. And Indiana looks to keep their guard in TJ McConnell. Let's throw up the Woj tweet here for Mike Conley, because it's a little bit more money than what was initially agreed on, or at least initially tweeted by Shams. All-star Mike Conley has agreed to a 3-year, $72.5 contract to stay with Utah Jazz. His agent Steve Eyman and Jess Holtz tell ESPN. So 68, people are roasting Woj on Twitter, saying that he's not faster than Shams. Yeah, I mean, we had heard 68, so I'm gonna put 68 like slash 72.5. Obviously, there's probably incentives in the deal as well. Like, so if he's able to, play a certain amount of games or whatever it may be. But yeah, Woj just tweeted that. Kind of going through here. JaMychal Green going back to Denver. TJ McConnell going back to Indiana. So nothing too shocking. Again, we have official word that Kyle Lowry is headed to Miami in a sign and trade. We're still waiting to get more details as to who is going to be a part of that trade. Tim Hardaway, 4 years, 74. We heard 4 years, 72. So conflicting reports as always, but interesting. Let's see here. Conley, Tim Hardaway officially. Okay, we're gonna take, because we've gotten like 15 signings here in just the first 20 minutes of free agency. We're gonna take a quick break just for like 30 seconds so I can get a couple things set up, and we'll just jump right into it. So we will be right back. Okay, got some water in me. All right, let's bring it back. I'm gonna lose my voice by the end of the day. Okay, so we have a little bit of clarification on the Jimmy Butler signing. Apparently it's 4 years, 184. So Jimmy Butler, 4 year, 184. That's to stay in Miami. I'm getting a lot of notifications here. $184 divided by 4. Geez, that's a lot. That's $46 million a year. Wow. Yes, man, so much to go over here. Let's kind of go through it. I'm not going to be able to pull up tweets just because I'm not going to be able to report every kind of pull the information on it, but let's talk about what's happened so far. Again, we are 22 minutes in to the season. The NBA, it sounds like Shams just officially reported that the NBA has officially announced what the cap hold is. I think that's what it was projected as, was 112,414,000. I think we had the projection of 415,000. 136 tax, Conley return to Jazz. Yeah, very good stuff. Let's Conley going back to Utah. Yeah, so we're 20 minutes into free agency, and Conley is officially staying with the Jazz. Let's talk about kind of things as they came in here. And let's see here. Okay, let's keep it here for a second. So it sounds kind of, we got like our first big wave of guys signing to teams. So let's discuss them now. Let's see here. So we got the New Orleans Pelicans officially making that sign and trade move that sends Lonzo Ball to Chicago, 4 years, $85 million is what's being reported. In that trade, I believe a second round pick from New Orleans or from Chicago and Thomas Satoransky along with Garrett Temple are going to New Orleans for Lonzo Ball. So New Orleans gets a couple guys to add for depth, some veterans, and Chicago gets their defensive guard that they've been looking at. And Chicago really, really wants to improve this team defensively. Obviously, they weren't as good of a team last year on the defensive end. And I think they now understand, look, if we're going to have Nikola Vucevic as our big man, who is not known as a good defender, we have to be able to have guys around him that can be able to play defense. And so, yeah, let's talk about that here. Let's see here. Run that tweet down a little bit. I'm gonna bring it up here. Okay, so yeah, ultimately, again, yeah, it's a pretty big thing. Lonzo going to Chicago again. I'll probably make separate videos on these. Just gonna try to mark off kind of what we should make videos on. Conley, JaMychal Green, Alec Burks. Let's move Green up here to Denver. So it's 2 year, $32 million for Will Barton, 16 a year. Alec Burks is going to New York, so we'll make a video on that one. Jared Allen. Obviously, the Kyle Lowry trade. We still haven't officially heard what is going to be a part of that Lowry trade. Again, we've heard it was Precious Achiuwa, and then we heard it was also going to be. Let's pull this up here. It was going to be Goran Dragic. So we'll probably make a little bit of a video on the Heat and kind of what happened with them. Yeah, we kind of slowed down here. However, probably going to get more things, more and more things. Is there going to be a Spencer Dinwiddie signing here relatively soon? And you know, what can we do in between now and then? Let's go to kind of the next biggest story, because again, a lot of everything was the Kyle Lowry sweepstakes. Man, New Orleans looks like losers right now. Obviously, they were going to try to go all in on Lonzo Ball, and they just didn't. It didn't happen. Or sorry, Kyle Lowry. They were going to go all in on Kyle Lowry, and it just didn't come. Nothing came about it. So they are kind of left holding the bag a little bit, and they are, able to get Garrett Temple and Thomas Satoransky. But look, they're not bringing back Lonzo. They might not even bring back Josh Hart. And to me, I look at a lot of these moves that New Orleans is making on just like, how better is this team next year? David Griffin believes that this team is so much better in his mind, for sure. But I don't understand the Lonzo move to decide to just not keep him. I think he still is a guy who can provide some things in the NBA, and he's still young. So I'm really interested with that. Let's throw it back to our video here. We just got a tweet here from Chris Haynes. Oops. Okay, yeah, we just got a tweet from Chris Haynes that we have another signing. A guy is headed to Phoenix, or he's actually headed to, or staying with Phoenix. Cameron Payne, 3-year, $19 million. So a little under $20 million. Kind of an interesting contract. I thought maybe he could get more. Cameron Payne, 3-year, $19 million. So, 19 divided by 3. Yeah, 6 million. And that's what recent reports had come out and said, that the Payne was likely headed back to Phoenix. So Cameron Payne officially going back to the Phoenix Suns. I'm going to try to update the spreadsheet that I made and kind of just see where everything goes. Now, we still have yet to hear an official Chris Paul signing. The league-wide expectation is that Chris Paul is going back to Phoenix. They just, again, mentioned here, and as you can see on screen, is they just officially have announced that Kyle Lowry is going, or sorry, Cameron Payne is going to stay with the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, a lot of different things going on here. Was hoping that we could play that the alert sound a little bit more efficiently, but that's fine. Let's see here. Let's just go through everything that we know. So Lonzo Ball has officially been picked up by the Chicago Bulls. He signs an agreement with Chicago, and then the sign and trade happens from where Chicago is sending Satoransky and Garrett Temple along with a second round pick to New Orleans. Those names, I hadn't heard those names. Now it makes sense that they did make the trade, but I hadn't heard those names for those players officially. So Tomas Satoransky along with Garrett Temple. So those guys are going to New Orleans as a part of that Lonzo Ball trade. We heard a little bit about, potentially having Devontae Graham appear up in a trade. But apparently that kind of died down. Now, does New Orleans make a move where they send him somewhere else? Could happen. But right now, again, the most recent news we have, shifting gears over to Cameron Payne for the Phoenix Suns. He has officially signed a deal, 3 years, $19 million to stay, as you can see on screen here. He's officially staying in Phoenix. Let's break down some other things that have happened so far. Dallas has decided to keep both Boban and extend not only Luka Doncic but also bring Tim Hardaway back as well. Boban. So Boban and Tim Hardaway are headed back to Dallas. And Dallas kind of does what they can. Ultimately, I don't see Dallas getting too much better. I mean, they're bringing guys back, which is always a good thing. I think it's good when teams do that. Nothing officially yet. I mean, we'd heard that they were looking at Kyle Lowry or John Collins or, Rashawn Holmes here. Lonzo Ball was thrown in, Kawhi Leonard, Dennis Schroeder, DeMar DeRozan. So we... nothing official, nothing too breaking yet. There's nothing that we haven't heard officially that had kind of been rumored out there. I think the consensus was that Lonzo was going to go to Chicago. The consensus was different things like that. McConnell has officially headed back to Indiana. Let's throw that one up from Shams. The official number of his deal is a 4-year, $35 million deal. Throw that up. Just tweeted about less than 30 seconds ago. So... let's see here. TJ McConnell. What was that? 4-year, 35? McConnell. Yeah, super interesting there. McConnell is going back to the Indiana Pacers. So let's pull this up here. Man, so much going on here. Tim Hardaway officially assigned to stay in Dallas. 4-year 72, 74. We haven't officially got like the official number on there, but 72, 74 is the range for Tim Hardaway, 4-year for him to stay in Dallas. Boban also staying in Dallas as well. Will Barton along with JaMychal Green are staying in Denver, both getting 2-year deals. Mike Conley, the other big news, Mike Conley officially staying with the Utah Jazz, a 3-year 68, 72 and $68 million deal. Was also reported as 72 and a half, so we'll kind of see there. New York keeps a couple guys, Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel, both signed 3-year deals, each going $30 million and $32 million respectively. Jared Allen officially signing to stay with Cleveland, a 5-year $100 million deal. Other move, Kyle Lowry is the big one that we've heard here. Kyle Lowry, along with the Miami Heat, is going to stay with the Miami Heat. I don't know if we got an official number on Lowry yet. Let's see here. I haven't seen anything official on Kyle Lowry. Let's look him up real quick. All we know is that Lowry's deal is a 3-year deal. No options apparently. But yeah, Kyle Lowry going to the Miami Heat. Sign and trade. We still have yet to hear what other teams are going, or what other players are involved in that sign and trade. Again, our best bet from what we've heard and what the rumors have been is that it's Precious Achiuwa and Goran Dragic for them that are going to be sent over to Toronto. Kelly Olynyk signing with Detroit. A little bit of a surprise, but there had been word about Olynyk being interested in Detroit. Boban staying in Dallas. We already mentioned that. TJ McConnell staying in Indiana, 4 years, $35 million. Cameron Payne staying with Phoenix, $19 million over the next 3 years. So we got a lot of things going on here. I'm going to update my spreadsheet as best as I can, but we continuously are still getting a lot of different insights and a lot of different things that are kind of breaking here. So we're waiting on other moves. Is there Paul Millsap, Andre Iguodala, Nicolas Batum? Are those guys going to make moves today? We kind of had already heard that Kawhi's decision isn't coming today, so we can kind of simmer down on that. But Lonzo, Boban, Mike Conley, Mike Conley. A lot of these guys staying with their teams. No movement. Yeah, no serious movement. I think we can all agree that probably Paul Millsap and Will Barton were kind of figured to stay in Denver. Or sorry, not Paul Millsap, JaMychal Green. And they were all kind of expected to go and stay in Denver. Now, Olynyk, I didn't think anybody thought he was going to stay in Houston, so he goes to Detroit. They had kind of been looking at potential bigs that they could sign. His deal was pretty solid. New York keeps their guys. Jared Allen stays in Cleveland. I think we're all official there. JaMychal Green. Kyle Lowry officially gets picked up by Miami. Kelly Olynyk, Detroit. Boban stays in Dallas. TJ McConnell stays in Indiana. There he is, TJ McConnell. So let's grab that. Jimmy Butler extended in Miami, and Cameron Payne officially staying in Phoenix. So, what other names are out there? We still have Paul Millsap. We still have Lou Williams. I'm just trying to look here to see what else is potentially available. Rudy Gay, Jeff Green, Avery Bradley. No Lakers moves yet officially. So, nothing official there. Things have slowed down. First 20 minutes was chaotic. This last 20 minutes has been a little bit more smooth. And we're just gonna kind of chill here. Shams officially just tweets out that Kyle Lowry is signing with the Miami Heat. That just came out 15 seconds ago. Pretty in-depth stuff there by Shams. Now Woj mentions that the trade for Kyle Lowry, Miami Heat Kyle Lowry. So Lowry officially has made it known that he is staying with, or that he is not staying, that he is going to the Miami Heat. Yeah, good stuff today. I mean, we've gotten a lot of signings. Kyle Lowry officially announcing that he's a part of the Miami Heat. And, yeah. Lonzo Ball. Let's see here. Okay, and here we go. Adrian Wojnarowski has just tweeted another one here. Oh, we beat him to it. Refresh. Oh, come on. There we go. There it is. 30 seconds ago. Duncan Robinson, host of the Long Shot Pod, has agreed to a 5-year, $90 million contract to stay with the Miami Heat. That is wild. Duncan Robinson, just shoot the ball. If you can shoot the ball in the NBA, man, the largest deal ever for an undrafted player. It also includes an ETO after the 4th year. That is crazy. That is insane. This person, Curry MCL, what the heck? Bogut injured? Anyway, I'm not going to end that. Yeah, Duncan Robinson officially now going and staying with the Miami Heat. Let's write that one down. So that is 5-year, $90 million. That's kind of wild to me. Duncan Robinson is getting roughly about the same money that Mr. Jared Allen is. A little pricey. I can kind of see that maybe not being the most friendly contract in the future, but he earned it. 5-year, $90 million. Another signing has just broke. Let's go to Woj on this one. Refresh Adrian Wojnarowski and pull this here. Torrey Craig has officially signed a deal to go to the Indiana Pacers. So how about that? Hadn't heard his name attached to the Pacers. We heard guys like Avery Bradley, Will Barton, Garrett Temple, Nicolas Batum, but Gary, what's his name? Torrey Craig has officially signed with the Indiana Pacers. So a little bit surprising there. But again, he's not a guy. I mean, he's a good role player, obviously. I think that's a good get for Indiana, but Torrey Craig isn't really a needle mover for me for them. Good signing. I think Carlisle on this team is doing pretty good so far, and just kind of what they're doing. No bad comments. I mean, maybe Miami pays Duncan Robinson a little too much, but again, you got to also understand that these teams want to be able to keep their guys. They're not just going to fold and say, oh, we're a little hesitant to keep our guys. Look, in the NBA, you got to make sure to pay your own players, because if you don't, other prospective free agents are going to see that. And so if you don't keep your own players, you're going to kind of set a little bit of a kind of this narrative about your team and your organization in the front office that they don't want it. They don't really want to look at people long term or anything like that. So it just makes it a hard place to sign with if you're going to be like that. So no issues here so far. I like most of these signings. Again, we still have yet to hear from some teams. We still have yet to hear from Boston if they're looking to do anything. Brooklyn and the Lakers. Now, will probably, I think history kind of goes and shows that okay, we got another deal. Let's throw the alarm up this time. We have Doug McDermott going to the San Antonio Spurs. Were they rumored with him lately? I don't think they were. Let's hurry up and get over there. There he is. Doug McDermott has agreed to a 3-year, $42 million with the deal with the San Antonio Spurs. Did I see that at all? San Antonio? No, we didn't hear any of that. So Dougie McBuckets is going to San Antonio. That's 3-year, 42. So 42 divided by 3, 14. Interesting. Kind of weird, to be honest with you. Now, one thing San Antonio definitely needed was shooting. So for them to be able to get Dougie McBuckets, Dougie McDermott, for them to be able to get Doug McDermott is pretty good. Again, 3-year. Oh, but there's another breaking news. 3-year, $42 million deal. All right, let's go to this is Chris Haynes now reporting this one. Let's throw up this alert sound again. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Paul is officially headed back to the Phoenix Suns. Paul reaches an agreement with the Suns for a 4-year, up to $120 million contract that will expire when he's 40. Woo! You gotta love, honestly, and I understand you gotta do it. You gotta do it if you're Phoenix. Now, cold-blooded, absolutely cold-blooded if they don't do that deal. But you gotta be happy with that if you're a Western Conference team. I mean, he's gonna be 40 years old and taking up that much cap space. Oof. Unbelievable. People say L got that freaking bag. Holy overpay, should have joined LA. That's a big contract. Yeah. So Phoenix is officially bringing back their star point guard in Chris Paul. He is headed back to the Suns on that 4-year, $120 million deal. I gotta start getting my friggin' notebook out, man. Yeah, Paul, 4-year, as you can see on screen here. Chris Paul has reached a deal with Phoenix that sends him, or that keeps him in Phoenix for the next 4 years for $120 million. Pretty baller, pretty good. Yeah, so Chris Paul, no surprise here. We had heard that Paul was going to opt out of his contract and re-up. Just think of it contract-wise. I mean, he wants to give himself security for the future. He doesn't want to opt into that contract and say, okay, next year, I could potentially get injured during the season and then my value drops. Take your value at its highest when you can, and secure the bag, and be able to get a lot of money from Phoenix. Holy crap, that's a lot. It's interesting to me because Conley signed a deal where he's only making about 22, and now here is Paul signing one that will average about 30 million over the next 4 years. So is there an opt-out in that last year? Maybe, but holy man, Chris Paul getting paid. Gotta be happy if you're a player. But wow, Phoenix is going to have a lot on their payroll with him and Booker. And then I think DeAndre Ayton is also up for an extension as well. So Ayton's probably a guy who will officially stay with Phoenix, obviously, and they'll sign him. But that's their big three of the future. You're paying Booker, you're paying Paul, you're paying DeAndre Ayton as well. Phoenix, again, if you missed it, has also kept Cameron Payne, 3 years, $19 million. Very, very friendly, team-friendly deal there. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Another big move there. Let's pull this up here. It's getting a lot of notifications now. If you're just joining us, Chris Paul officially signing back with Phoenix. Lonzo Ball is headed to Chicago in a sign and trade deal. Mike Conley is headed or staying in Utah, 3 years. Two different reports. One says 68, the other says 72.5 for over 3 years. JaMychal Green and Will Barton are staying in Denver. Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel are staying in New York. Jared Allen is signing with the Cavaliers and signing an extension there with them. Kyle Lowry has officially been acquired by the Miami Heat in a sign and trade deal. We've yet to hear who is involved in that trade. Kelly Olynyk is headed to the Detroit Pistons. Boban was also re-signed by Dallas along with Tim Hardaway. TJ McConnell headed to Indiana or staying in Indiana. Jimmy Butler signed his extension, 4 years, 84, which is 184. That's like 40 million, I think, for 4 years. 184 over 4 years is 46 million. That's crazy. So Jimmy Butler is getting paid. Chris Paul is getting paid. Pretty crazy. Cameron Payne, we just mentioned, 3 years, 19 million. The Heat also are keeping Duncan Robinson, and the Spurs have signed Doug McDermott, a 3-year, $42 million deal. Let's pull this up here. And so we're about 50 minutes into free agency. We've had a bunch of moves here. And again, most recently is on screen with Chris Paul staying in Phoenix, re-upping for another 4 years. And we're waiting to hear the fate of other players. Otto Porter, Jeff Green, Danny Green, Dennis Schroeder, Spencer Dinwiddie. These are guys that are, again, we've heard the rumors that Spencer Dinwiddie was going to meet with the Washington Wizards as soon as free agency opens, so there's probably some potential there. Is Brooklyn able to make something out of that to be able to get a sign and trade going there? We'll see. I'm just going to look through some names here. Now, I think usually in most years, it's usually that like these minimum guys, like the veteran role players that sign for the minimum, they usually, I think, will sign like kind of days down the road. So maybe we won't see like a Dwight, but I'm just trying to look to see like who we could see here. Reggie Jackson. Evan Fournier was supposed to be a target of the Knicks, and they've spent, roughly about $20 million for next season. They've spent $60 million overall over the next 3 years with Nerlens Noel and with Alec Burks. So I don't know exactly what their money situation is like. Let's see here. Bryn Forbes has yet to sign. I'd also heard that Dallas was going to sign what's his name? Sterling Brown. We still haven't heard from Rashawn Holmes yet. But we've heard a lot from these East Coast teams. I think Phoenix and Utah are the only Western Conference teams that we've heard from other than Dallas and San Antonio. But a lot of, Chicago, New York, Cleveland, Miami, Detroit, Indiana. Interesting stuff. Things are kind of holding to form. There's no shocking reveal. Now, if we get an announcement here in the next minute or so about DeRozan taking the mid-level exception and going somewhere like the Lakers, then that would be absolutely huge. But nothing officially has happened. That's kind of too out of the blue. Kelly Olynyk or Kelly Oubre is also another guy that I'm interested to see where he goes. Do we hear his fate today? Miami is also, I think, kind of trying to get some the minimum guys, the veterans, like a Jeff Green, like a Danny Green, Nicolas Batum, Rudy Gay. So there is some things there that are going on. But yeah, as of right now, Miami still needs to, I think, officially make an offer about Kendrick Nunn. They extended him the qualifying offer, but they have yet to do anything official with him. Again, other restricted free agents that have been taken care of so far: Jared Allen and Duncan Robinson. Kendrick Nunn has nothing there. Lauri Markkanen, we have yet to hear anything there. Let's see here. Dougie McBuckets is going to Phoenix. So a couple guys taken off the board already. Again, Lonzo, Kelly Olynyk. Let's see. I'm just trying to look there here. So Satoransky's gone. He's going to New Orleans as a part of that trade that lands Lonzo Ball in Chicago, and it will also send Thomas Satoransky and Garrett Temple along with the second rounder to New Orleans. So Lonzo Ball going to Chicago. Satoransky has been moved. Let's see here. Bryn Forbes, we still haven't heard anything about Derrick Rose. Kent Bazemore is another guy. Reggie Bullock, Denzel Valentine, Furkan Korkmaz, Alex Caruso was a team that was a guy who was supposed to be meeting with some teams. So, I kind of just my own personal opinion. I feel like these teams that we hear like right out the gate, they kind of have. I think, for example, like a guy like Kelly Olynyk, Detroit had made it known that they needed a big guy that can maybe stretch the floor a little bit. And Olynyk is that guy, and so Olynyk is pretty solid. And you kind of feel like once Olynyk says, "Okay, Detroit is interested in me, I'm interested in them. Let's just make it work and get it done." I think that's the case with a lot of these teams. Again, Mike Conley was a guy who I always thought that was going to be signed just very quickly into free agency. No funny business at all. These guys are all taken care of, and we are underway here with free agency. So Dallas and New Orleans, nothing crazy from them. Again, we had heard that those were the other two teams that were interested in Kyle Lowry, along with like Philadelphia was another one. But Miami officially getting Kyle Lowry. He's going to be a part of the new kind of big three there in Miami with Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler, who has officially signed his extension to stay in Miami. I think I already mentioned Reggie Jackson. He has yet to be signed. Michael Green. Dallas officially signs Tim Hardaway. We know Dennis Schroeder news. Corey Joseph. DeRozan. Andre Iguodala. Daniel Tice. Lou Williams. Lonzo Dougie. Nicolas Batum. No Carmelos, no Patty Mills, no Dwight Howards, no Wayne Ellingtons or Trevor Arizas, no Rudy Gay, no Buddy Hield movement information yet. We are just chilling right now. Dwayne Dedman, no Jeff Green, Danny Green, Daniel Tice, Nicolas Batum, Rudy Gay, Trevor Ariza. We still have yet to officially hear the move that Miami's making with Toronto specifically. No official players that have been named other than Lowry going to Miami, but it is indeed a sign and trade where Lowry is going to go to Miami. Again, what we've heard so far is it maybe is going to bring in Goran Dragic and Precious Achiuwa. That is what we've kind of heard so far. Michael Green. Let's see. So yeah, New Orleans, man, they have yet to really do much. Michael Green, Doug McDermott, and Kyle Lowry are off the board for them. It doesn't seem like Devontae Graham is an option for them anymore. New York signs their guys, but they do miss out on Cameron Payne, who's signed with Phoenix. Lowry's off the board now with Miami. Duncan Robinson's off the board, staying with Miami. Norman Powell is another guy we haven't heard yet. No Kelly Oubre. And we're just hanging out here. Nothing officially breaking. Again, we'll probably give it about 10 minutes of no news before we end our stream. But yeah, I'll be making individual videos about kind of what's happened here with Phoenix. Keeping Chris Paul with the Jazz, keeping Mike Conley with Miami, keeping their guys. A lot of guys holding on to their own players. Little big movement. Okay, so we've officially got a number for Kyle Lowry. It's a 3-year, 90 million is what it is. So 3-year, 90 million. Again, we still have yet to hear exactly who is involved in that deal that sends Lowry to Miami. Let's see. Oklahoma City has yet to really enter in and do anything. We kind of heard their name pop up recently. Philadelphia is limited on what they can do, but still nothing from them. Gorgie Jang's another name to watch out for. Kelly Oubre, John Collins, we still have yet to hear about him, other than like that him and Atlanta are struggling to officially get on the same page with a number and a contract to move forward with. Let's see here. Terrence Ross is another guy who was rumored to be in some trades. Is he potentially moved today, or does free agency kind of work itself out a little bit more? Nerlens Noel's off the board. Daniel Tice, Rashawn Holmes, Dennis Schroeder. Okay, yeah. So we still got a couple guys left. I don't think we're hearing Kawhi Leonard today. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think we're officially getting Kawhi Leonard today. But yeah, latest news, biggest thing that's happened here so far, Chris Paul re-signing with Phoenix. A lot of re-signings, and then Kyle Lowry going to Miami. Those are kind of the big news. The news stories that we've gotten so far. Nothing official, kind of too outside of the box as far as signing. Now, if I'm interested to see where Kelly Oubre is going to go. I'm interested to see where some of these veterans are going to go, but I think that will kind of leak out as we go on. But yeah, pretty entertaining here. It's been a pretty crazy hour and 18 minutes that we're on now. Yeah, and we actually have time to breathe. So I'm going to let's just give it a minute break here. And I'll join you in just one moment. I'm going to go and double check on a couple other things and get some things ready for some videos that I'll probably make tonight. So give me a moment. I will be right back. All right, we're back. Had to take some time to get some water in me. Recent tweet here by Sham says that Sterling Brown is going to Dallas. We kind of knew that, but yeah, Sterling Brown officially going to the Dallas Mavericks. They get one of their guys. Here's another tweet. Yeah, we still haven't heard the names officially with this Kyle Lowry movement. I was kind of looking around to see if there was anything there. But yeah, wow, this is kind of a slow period now, so we're just chilling. Crazy stuff. Again, if you're just joining us, Kyle Lowry going to Miami, Mike Conley staying in Utah, Chris Paul staying in Phoenix. A lot of things are kind of holding to what we initially thought was going to happen. So let's take a look here. Dougie McBuckets is going to San Antonio. Kelly Olynyk going to Detroit. Kind of a couple of, kind of smaller names going to a different place. But nothing officially changing here. So we might end our stream here in the next few minutes, depending on what we can get and discuss further. Again, there will be videos that will be made on all of these moves, most of them, I should say. We'll probably double up on Miami's efforts of bringing back Lowry or bringing back Robinson and signing Kyle Lowry. DeRozan is a really interesting situation that I don't think we've heard anything about yet. But things are kind of holding right now. That's kind of the next domino to fall. I kind of see, looking at available free agents right here. Obviously there's the Kawhi situation, but I think teams understand he's going to stay with the Clippers. I think Dallas probably can't even afford to bring in Kawhi now that they've officially signed Hardaway. Yeah, let's take a look here. I think I'm on the right screen. Let's go to our good old website and let's look at Dallas, because I am interested to see what happens with Tim Hardaway and his contract. So 30. Also, I barely mentioned it, but we do have extensions official for both Trae Young and for Luka Doncic. Both of them will sign their extensions next season, the season of 2021-22. Their contracts won't officially be kick in until next season. So the season of 2022 and 23. Next year they'll still be on a small deal, but now's that time where you need to pair up these younger players that are making a little less money and work through there. So just let's I don't think we can do sign and trades on the trade machine in here, but let's look at Miami, because I'm interested with Miami right now and kind of what they could do. Let's give it another 5 to 8 minutes. Likely we'll end the stream if anything else happens. Again, anything big that happens we will cover. We'll make a live stream of it and go from there, but got to work on making some thumbnails for all these moves that have officially been made. There we go, we got one. Malika Andrews. So let's hop over to who was this? Oh, we got two new ones. One's a little minor, one's relatively big. Let's move over to Woj, who retweeted our girl Malika Andrews. Let's go. Center Jeff Green. Jeff Green has decided to sign a 2-year, $10 million deal with the Denver Nuggets. Ooh, Denver! Look at that, making some moves. Jeff Green. That's got to be the taxpayers. Is it the taxpayers mid-level exception? Jeff Green, 2 years, $10 million. Solid move by Denver. So they keep JaMychal Green. They keep their roster together. JaMychal Green, Will Barton are staying in Denver. That's official. And they're bringing in Jeff Green, who was a guy that is played pretty solid for Brooklyn last year. I think he was a priority for them. I had not heard Denver being too into Jeff Green. I didn't hear any rumors about them looking to sign him, but Denver's, that's a pretty good off season for them, so far with their with them getting what's his name, with them getting the guys that Nah'Shon Hyland, Bones Hyland in the draft, and then being able to re-sign their guys along with being able to get a solid bench player in Jeff Green. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What does that mean with them trying to chase Reggie Jackson and JaVale McGee and Paul Millsap? I guess we'll see. But we'll figure that out. Mark Stein has a tweet here. Let's pull him up. A little bit interesting here. David Nwaba has decided to sign a 3-year deal, $15 million, to stay with Houston. I would think that there might be a team out there that might want to sign him to a kind of maybe a smaller deal, but something that where he could potentially play a role on a championship winning team, but nothing there, I guess. So interesting. Very interesting from David Nwaba as he signs with Houston. And Houston was never really a team that was going to have much presence here in the in free agency. David Nwaba. But they, bringing back him, pretty solid. I'm kind of just surprised by him. I thought he could potentially be a guy that could go somewhere else. But yeah, let's talk about the Nuggets here. Actually, let's go back to we're talking about the Heat. So Victor Oladipo was actually still out on the market. So maybe he'll take his time and kind of figure out where he wants to go. But Victor Oladipo is still on the market. Okay, and here we go with another tweet by Dallas and Mark Stein, I should say. Pull this up. Mavericks are nearing a deal with Knicks free agent Reggie Bullock. He was a dude that was definitely coveted to a degree by some other teams. Cleveland, I think, was a team that was interested in him, but Dallas is going to be able to add a little bit more shooting with Reggie Bullock. So they're probably kind of done with free agency, I would think. There was a rumor about Bryn Forbes that had come up. So yeah, a little weird, but interesting that they're going to get Reggie Bullock. Solid move, I think, by them. But interesting by Dallas. Dallas and Denver doing pretty solid, but I like what Denver's doing right now. I like what Chicago did, but we'll kind of get into that later. Now we have Woj talking about the Sacramento Kings officially signing Mo Harkless to what is this? Sterling Brown officially signed with Dallas for 2 years, 6.2. 2 year, 6.2. And then this one is Mo Harkless. This one's Mo Harkless, a 2-year, $9 million deal. Jeff Green, Denver. Nwaba, Houston. Sterling Brown, Dallas. Reggie Bullock, Dallas. And then Mo Harkless going to the Kings on a 2-year. Didn't he play for Sacramento for a minute? Kind of an interesting signing by them. I didn't think that was really a need. Rumors had said that they were looking at maybe a guard, or well, maybe not a guard, but A center. So if they did lose Rashawn Holmes, I don't really know what the purpose of bringing Mo Harkless is. So a little interesting there. Yeah, interesting. Boban's deal is officially just going to be 1 year, according to Woj. Yeah, super. We're kind of getting things together here. But Sterling Brown officially staying or going to Dallas. Bullock and Mo Harkless are going to their teams. Let's go to Mo Harkless for Sacramento. And Dallas signs Reggie Bullock. Yeah, Cleveland was the team that was interested in Reggie Bullock, but I'm sure that there was lots of other teams too, like, the Lakers were interested in him as well. No moves officially made by the Lakers as of right now. No moves made by the Warriors. No moves made by the Celtics or the Brooklyn Nets. The Clippers are quiet. Nothing on Nicolas Batum. Nothing on the reigning champion Milwaukee Bucks. Nothing from Philadelphia. So obviously Phoenix and Utah get their point guards back with Chris Paul and Mike Conley. Nothing from Toronto outside of potentially getting some pieces from Miami for Kyle Lowry. Nothing from Washington after they traded away Westbrook, and we're expecting Spencer Dinwiddie to sign with Washington, but nothing official from any sources there. But pretty interesting stuff. Jeff Green is a little surprising to me that he would go to Denver of all places, but he probably just wants to get as much money as he can, probably have a better role. Probably has some scoring opportunities there in Denver with Jamal Murray being out, and potentially could be pretty interesting fit in Denver. Let's see here. Will Barton and JaMychal Green also staying in Denver. Rumors about potentially them being interested in Reggie Jackson, Paul Millsap, and JaVale McGee. I don't know how attainable those guys are at this point, but again, we're going to see kind of how things work and shape out here. Yeah, we are just chilling here. They had a whole... I guess, okay. Shams, let's see. Mark Stein, nothing officially here from Mark Stein. 2 years for that Sterling Brown deal. Chris Haynes. These are the dudes to follow, man. They're kind of breaking everything. Them and Malika Andrews. Let's see here. Yeah, everything is kind of relaxing right now. Yep, we're chilling. We're just chilling. So let's see here. All right, I'm gonna take another quick break. We're probably gonna end the stream here, probably at about the next 10 minutes, depending on if anything breaking happens. So I'm gonna take a quick break. Feel free to join the chat. If you got any questions, throw it in there. Definitely respond to it. Interesting moves, nothing earth-shattering as far as like that we didn't expect, but ultimately a fun time here. So we will be right back. All right, let's get back to it. Let's switch it over. All right, so just a couple more news that popped up here. Let's pull this up here if I can get it to work. Shams and Woj. So Bobby Portis is on the move, or is he? Let's refresh good old Shams' profile here. There it is, Bobby Portis, 2-year, $9 million deal. And then we also have one from Woj as well that we will go ahead and monitor as well if we can get this pulled up. Oh! Just got another one. It's like fishing. What the heck? Come on, Woj, give me that. Here we go. Okay, let's go in order here. So Bobby Portis has signed a deal that sends or that keeps him in Milwaukee. We were just talking about how if Milwaukee was going to do anything today, they do keep their guy in Mr. Bobby Portis. And then likewise, Philadelphia also... Oh, listen to this. So this just came out from Shams. Portis had turned down potential deals from both the Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat to stay in Milwaukee. Pretty good. Good loyalty there. Gary Trent has agreed to a 3-year, $54 million deal to return to the Raptors. Gary Trent. 3-year? 54? He does not worth that in my opinion. But yeah, so 54 over the next 3 years is what? 54 divided by 3. 18 million? Yikes. Yeah, not crazy about that to be honest with you, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Can we get a Shams tweet here soon? It's just Woj versus Shams all day. All day. All right, so the other one was Furkan Korkmaz, one of the best names in the NBA. He is going to the Philadelphia, or he's staying with Philadelphia. 3-year, $15 million deal to stay with Philly. Philadelphia keeps their guy there, and we'll update the spreadsheet in the meantime. But yeah, Bobby Portis, that's a pretty good move. I mean, for Philadelphia, or excuse me, for Milwaukee to be able to go and sign dang. No, I don't want that. There's my fake Twitter here. All I'm doing is doing this. For Bobby Portis to be able to re-sign with the team, big story there. I'll just throw this up. For Bobby Portis to re-sign with Milwaukee, that's a pretty big deal. You know, we kind of look at Bobby Portis or the Bucks rather, as a team that, you know, they play in Milwaukee, and it may not be the super sexy big market, but they did just win a championship, and you know, maybe there's a potential that they can attract more guys there in Milwaukee. So a good move for them to kind of keep their guy, and a solid play. 2 years for 2 years and $9 million. That's $4.5 million. That's crazy. That's you know, David Nwaba is making a little bit more year by year than Bobby Portis. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that just wild? I wonder how much more the Mavericks and the Heat were able to maybe, you know, put down for Portis. So Bobby Portis stays with Milwaukee. Furkan Korkmaz, and then this most recent one. Yeah, cool stuff. Nothing too crazy. So now that we got Bobby Portis out of the way, we still got other guys. Korkmaz was a guy that was targeted by Cleveland. They are not in the race for him anymore. Oh, and Gary Trent. Yeah, let's talk about Gary Trent. So Gary Trent officially... So Woj who broke that one? Here it is. Yeah, Gary Trent, 3-year, $54 million deal to return to Toronto after he was traded from, what's his name? What's their name? After he was traded from Portland. So, he goes and stays with Toronto. Solid move there by Toronto. I'm not huge on Gary Trent, to be honest with you. You got to do what you can do with your team, and so I don't think that's a horrible move by them. But man, Toronto's interesting right now. They're kind of an interesting team, so they hold on to their guy, Gary Trent. He stays with the Raptors. Korkmaz. Bobby Portis stays in Milwaukee. Very good. So yeah, good stuff. Nothing too crazy. I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting for DeMar DeRozan to the Lakers. And that can just blow up NBA Twitter and everywhere. Because man, I'm waiting. I'm still waiting for it. I'm excited to see where DeRozan goes. I don't know if he'll be a huge impact if he goes to the Lakers, but I am pumped up to see what could potentially happen with DeRozan, because there's that rumor that was talked about how he was potentially looking at a team where he could maybe go somewhere else. But man, I'm excited to see where he's going to end up. Very excited to see. Nothing officially yet. We're still also waiting on that Raptors trade where they're sending Kyle Lowry to Miami. He officially signs with the Raptors and officially trying to get there. Oh, here we go, another free agent signing. This one's a little kind of wild, and I'm about ready to jump off the bandwagon here for this particular team. Who is it? It's the Spurs. Zach Collins has agreed to a 3-year, $22 million deal with the Spurs. I don't understand this at all. Now, we did hear that the Spurs were interested in Zach Collins along with John Collins. But I don't get this, to be honest with you. Collins was injured for a lot of last year. So do they have a 100% thumbs up from the medical staff in Portland or wherever they're getting their information from? I just don't understand this. A 3-year, $22 million. Now that's not a whole lot, right? But Zach Collins is now coming off an injury. Yeah, a little weird, to be honest with you. San Antonio goes and makes their move. They also got Doug McDermott. Look, they're looking to add shooting. They really need. They were one of the worst offensive teams last year. I think if they can, throw kind of a spread it out offense where they can be able to have some shooters. Because look, Keldon Johnson's not a shooter. DeJounte's not a shooter. Derek White's not a dead eye shooter. So I think San Antonio does the right thing. Now, I'm not crazy about Zach Collins and kind of the hype that he's been getting lately, but again, he might have some kind of information health wise that the Spurs felt comfortable with moving forward with him. Okay, so here's a breaking one, not too big, but Alex Len is going to Sacramento. Does this mean that they're not bringing back Richaun Holmes? Man, does Sacramento just not want to keep their good players anymore? They don't want to keep Buddy Hield. I understand the whole situation with Marvin Bagley, but he could be out. Rashawn's just going to walk, it sounds like. I mean, why are you drafting Keita and picking up Alex Len unless you feel like... So do they have a trade in order? Because remember, the Kings need to make a trade with, including like Buddy Hield and maybe somebody else. And they made a trade, you know, getting DeLon Wright out of there and shipping him to Atlanta. But I just don't. And they got Tristan Thompson too. They have Tristan Thompson, so they're kicking the tires on. They're done with Richaun Holmes then. So Tristan Thompson, Neemias Queta, and Alex Len are now the Sacramento Kings front court. So that actually does open up some things for us to talk about. Richaun Holmes is still available, and I don't think unless there's some way that they can clear off the money from Buddy Hield. But again, do you want to bring back Holmes with these three guys that you've already acquired? I don't. That's crazy. That's crazy. So Richaun Holmes, this is kind of the breaking news, I guess. So should we throw up the alarm here? So yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, what is Sacramento doing? What is their off season? Like, what is their off season right now? Agreeing to sign, you draft Queta, you bring in Alex Len, you trade for Tristan Thompson. So they've acquired guys in three different ways, and Richaun Holmes is probably just gonna walk. That's amazing. That's amazing. Just got another tweet here from Woj. This one's not super big, but we're gonna throw up all the moves here. Mike Muscala staying with what's their names? Oklahoma City. 2 year, $7 million. Yep. Wow. Yeah, I don't understand Sacramento, honestly. I did not like their draft at all. I don't agree that Davion Mitchell was the guy that you should have taken at 9. I think Moses Moody was available. Yeah, because he dropped Golden State. So pass up on Moody. You don't bring back Richaun Holmes. Oh, man. It's just a very Sacramento move, I feel like. Like, they're basically just going to say, oh, well, we're going to let one of our better defenders in Richaun Holmes, and then we're just going to, but we'll draft Davion Mitchell at 9, and then that will probably take care of some of the holes that we have on defense. And we won't worry about re-signing Richaun Holmes. We'll just we'll send him to or not send him anywhere, but we'll let him walk, and we'll just, how does Tristan Thompson, Alex Len, and Neemias Queta, how does that sound? That sounds awful, honestly. Jeez, this is crazy. Sacramento basically is done with Richaun Holmes, so wild stuff there. Again, unless they make a move, but I don't know, like, what move are you making exactly that is able to get them out. So one other name that I'm kind of looking at that had popped up for a couple people. So the Spurs get Zach Collins and Doug McDermott, 2 of their targets. So good for getting your guys. I don't agree with it, but I mean, there were targets of the Spurs, and classic Spurs. They're not going to go do anything grand. Interesting though to me that the 2 teams that were kind of announced for being interested in Lauri Markkanen, they have yet to officially do anything to move towards that. So the Spurs, Oklahoma City, and Minnesota were teams. So with Oklahoma City now officially getting Mike Muscala, and the Spurs getting their shooters in Doug McDermott and Zach Collins, there's not really enough room for Markkanen to jump into those positions. So what do other teams do, or where does Markkanen go? Does he go to Minnesota? Minnesota's over the cap, so they can't sign him outright. So is there a move where Minnesota would have to send Malik Beasley to Chicago? Would that be it? Minnesota's also had been rumored to be interested in Danilo Gallinari and was still high on Kyle Kuzma. So a couple names to look out for here. We still haven't reached anything yet. Was Spencer Dinwiddie and Lauri Markkanen, some of the other old vets. But things are kind of, again, holding to form here. Again, Zach Collins going to San Antonio isn't a surprise. Again, I wouldn't have done it if I was San Antonio for 3 years for a guy who just was coming off a big injury. But yeah, so we're chilling still. It is almost 7. It is 7:37 Eastern time. So let's see here. Yeah, super interesting here from some teams. If you're just joining us, some recent moves that have been made. Bobby Portis is staying with Milwaukee. Gary Trent is staying with the Toronto Raptors. A lot of players staying. I mean, the biggest name that has not gone. Oh, here it is. This is the now. Are we gonna get this wave now? Let's go to Woj. Let's pull up Woj's account. Boom. Free agent, former Laker, Trevor Ariza has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know how much Trevor Ariza has in him, but that is a solid pickup, I feel like, for the Lakers. Provides a guy who can shoot the three, and a guy who can be able to defend a little bit. Again, he's older now, but his so you hope maybe that you're able to get the same level of production from him, but maybe it dips. I don't. I think it's a good pickup because I personally like Ariza, but again, if he's kind of falling off the map a little bit as far as his body goes, and how good he can be in an NBA game, but I can understand the pickup for the Lakers. So the Lakers get Trevor Ariza. Are we going to hear a little bit more here soon about teams that are going to maybe jump up a little bit more into grabbing these veterans? Still nothing on Norman Powell, nothing on Lauri Markkanen, nothing on DeMar DeRozan. But again, if you're just joining us, Lonzo Ball headed to Chicago in a sign and trade. Kyle Lowry also sent in a sign and trade to Miami. And the Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns have both agreed to keep their star point guards. Rome says, yo. What's up, Rome's? Rome's, you're new. I haven't seen you participate in a chat before, but yeah. He says, good pickup. I'm assuming this is Ariza that you're talking about, Rome's. Yeah, I do like the Ariza pickup. I do, honestly. Yeah, I think the Lakers, that we'd already heard the report about LeBron and Westbrook and Anthony Davis meeting about, probably having to change position or play different positions during the regular season. So is AD going to have to play the 5 a little bit more? Is all these different things happening with Westbrook and LeBron? Like, LeBron's gonna have to play the 4 now, and then do you just surround shooting? I don't know. It's interesting to me to how the Lakers will kind of fill out the rest of their roster. But the Trevor Ariza, like Rome says, I agree that it is a good pickup. And I really think that it's a solid pickup for the Lakers. Now, again, they have a lot of work to do because I think the only guys on the roster officially on the team are going to be the big 3 of Westbrook, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, along with, they still technically have Horton Tucker under contract with his qualifying offer, but he could potentially leave. And then other things as well. Okay, the Los Angeles Lakers have made another signing. Let's pull up Chris Haynes. Rome's joined us at the right time, if you're a Lakers fan. There we go. There it is. Wayne Ellington Jr. has reached an agreement with the Los Angeles Lakers on a 1-year deal, according to Yahoo Sports. So that takes a couple guys off the board that were kind of the shooters, a little bit of defenders. Wayne Ellington's a really good pickup. In fact, I kind of like the Wayne Ellington. Not that like the Ariza pick is bad, but like I actually like the Ellington's fit a little bit more than I do Ariza's fit. But Ariza's still good. Like if I were to give Ariza like a B grade, I'd give Wayne Ellington like a B plus or an A minus. Ellington's another shooter, another guy who can defend at a solid level. And the Lakers, here we go. I was mentioning a little bit earlier that they had yet to make any moves officially, but they get two young or two lower priced veterans on their team, and they have Trevor Ariza and Wayne Ellington officially a part of their team next year. Pretty good stuff. Ariza, Wayne Ellington headed to the Lakers. Let's see. I think Ariza. Or was it Wayne Ellington? Ellington was a target of the Lakers. So yeah, that one's not too surprising. We'd also heard like other names for the Lakers, but Korkmaz returning on a 3-year deal. Okay, we know all these things. Let's see here. Korkmaz. Yeah, kind of. Let's get back to the Lakers. Actually, let me pull up I'm gonna pull up their cap sheet for the heck of it. The Lakers, again, they have Westbrook, LeBron under contract. Marc Gasol's the other guy they have under contract. Alfonso McKinney, looks like I'm on a non-guaranteed. I haven't heard anything about that. But Trevor Ariza, Wayne Ellington are also going to be on the roster next year. So just kind of thinking positionally wise. So they add a couple wings there with Ellington and Ariza. Kind of have their center with Marc Gasol. I don't think he'll start, but we'll kind of see. Now, Andre Drummond is still on the board as well. Like, if there's a team that doesn't trust Andre Drummond, are the Lakers just in a position to bring him back? That will be interesting. But good signings there by the Lakers. Ariza and Ellington, those are dudes who, again, shoot the ball pretty well, defend. And while they aren't young, springy guys that, they've had in the past, they are good veterans that I think help a team win a championship. Definitely a defensive culture down there or over there in LA. They are consistently trying to get better defensive players. So I am, if I'm a Lakers fan, I'd be pretty excited with these first couple signings, and looking forward to the future of these with these guys. Yeah, Chris Haynes just tweeted Ellington shot 42% from 3 last year, career 38% shooter. Lakers desperately need shooting. I'm going to look up Ariza right now. In fact, let's pull him up on let's pull up him on Basketball Reference. Ariza is 36 years old, so a little older than I thought he was, but 35% from 3 last year with Miami in a limited amount of games. 37. Let's just take him in his last 4 years here. What he shot from 3. Very good. 35.5% from 3, 52.5% effective field goal percentage. Look, these are guys that are going to definitely help the Lakers for sure. Wayne Ellington, I think, was another dude who actually shot a pretty good. Yeah, look at that. Jeez. 61% effective field goal percentage because he bumped up his 3-point shooting numbers to 42%. That's crazy. Crazy. Wayne Ellington, again, a good shooter. 42.2% last year. 61% effective field goal percentage. So super good there. Like those two pickups of Ariza and Wayne Ellington for the Lakers. We're going to go about another 10 minutes here. We're going to probably just end about a couple minutes before the top of the hour at 8 o'clock Eastern. I think Doesn't sound like we're gonna get a Spencer Dinwiddie move here, but I am thinking the Lakers with these last 2 picks are gonna maybe try to pick up a couple other players. We hear Dwight, Paul Millsap, Carmelo, Patty Mills, Rudy Gay is still out there, Otto Porter is still out there, so we'll definitely see. But the big thing here from what's happened, 4 big moves to know about. Lowry headed to Miami, gonna join Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler down in Miami, and then the Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns have both signed their point guards, their all-star point guards, with Chris Paul and Mike Conley agreeing to return to their teams. And then also Lonzo Ball is traded to the Chicago Bulls in a sign and trade deal that sends Garrett Temple and Thomas Satoransky to the Pelicans, along with a second-round pick to the Pelicans for Mr. Lonzo Ball. Pretty good stuff. I'm not surprised by either of these pickups with the Lakers here recently with Ariza and Ellington. I think they're solid contributors, and again, 3-point shooters that can play some defense, and I think that's kind of all you need if you're a LeBron James led team. Stand by the 3, get ready to catch and shoot, and go from there. All right, I'm gonna take one last break here. Get some more water, and like I said, we'll probably only go a few more minutes here, but yeah, I will be right back. Lakers, oh baby. They're on their way, man. They are on their way. Let's pull it back up. Show my face. Let's go to Woj on this one. Boom, 20 seconds ago. Free agent Dwight Howard is returning to the Lakers. There it is. Lakers are making moves. I'm assuming this is a 1-year deal. It doesn't really say, but LA, baby. Crazy. The Lakers, just a little run by the Lakers here where they are able to sign Dwight Howard. I was going to say Ray Allen. Dwight Howard, Wayne Ellington, Trevor Ariza, just here in the last few minutes. So pretty cool. Yeah, Dwight adds that center that they needed. I mean, you can't tell me that last year they were a better defensive team than the year before when they won the title with Marc Gasol and Montrez and crazy. A lot of turnover there going in LA. So I'm interested with that. But let's go to Woj again. He has a Solomon Hill deal where Solomon Hill has agreed to sign a 1-year deal to return to the Atlanta Hawks. Solomon Hill. Don't have any details on it, right? 1 year, just 1 year. Okay. I'm assuming Dwight's is 1 year too, so but maybe he gets a little bit more. Look, this is ultimately what I was mentioning. If you watch some of my other streams, I did mention that this. Is that Solomon Hill actually responded to it. Who? That's funny. Yeah, pretty good moves here. I actually hadn't heard anybody in the market for Solomon Hill. So the Lakers get their dude in Dwight Howard. I don't know if anyone else was interested in Dwight. Yeah, Solomon Hill, pretty good. All right, awesome, interesting. Okay, cool. Solomon Hill goes to Atlanta. We got that. Yeah, so thanks for joining us. It's been a long stream, longest stream I've ever done. A little over 2 hours. Lakers again have made a little bit of a run here with signing Ariza, Wayne Ellington, and Dwight Howard. So pretty good moves by them. Expected. They were definitely targets that we had heard of. If you're curious, the Lakers were also interested in Andre Iguodala, Carmelo Anthony, Patty Mills, James Ennis, Rudy Gay, and Buddy Hield are the names that we've kind of heard that are attached to the Lakers in the offseason. So pretty good stuff. I am going to sign off here. Unless something happens here within the next few minutes. Hopefully it doesn't, but just good signings by the Lakers there at the end. Ultimately, I think teams did what they needed to do. No big surprises. A little surprised with the Doug McDermott and the Zach Collins pairing to San Antonio. Not going to kill that too much because I do know that they needed shooting. The money and the years are a little too crazy for me, but again, it's all right. Other than that, a lot of teams are keeping their own guys and just going to move forward and play their to their strengths. Utah's a big winner, getting Mike Conley. Can they add anybody else? Phoenix a big winner, retaining their two guys. Denver, I think Denver's a solid winner here from the first couple hours of free agency. They get Mr. Jeff Green, along with re-signing Will Barton and keeping JaMychal Green. So pretty good moves here for some Western Conference teams. Still nothing on the Nets. You would like to think that they were probably in the market for some of these guys like Jeff Green and Ellington and Ariza. Rumors say that Otto Porter will probably land there, but Dallas keeps their guys, but ultimately, still they haven't made a move yet that makes them, me think that they're going to be like that much better. So good stuff going on here in the NBA. Depending on kind of how the rest of the night goes, I'll try to make more videos and kind of bring them out tomorrow, do some more live streams, talk about what teams have done. And other than that, we're going to go ahead and end. Thanks for joining me. It's been fun. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're making a lot of NBA content. I'll probably go and break down most of these moves and make separate videos about them and talk about their impact in the NBA and, to the teams and all that stuff. Because it's a busy time in the NBA. We still got a lot more things to go, but thanks for joining us and subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, tell me about who you're excited to see and what player you would like to see land in what team. So that's it. We're gonna go ahead and end this, and thanks for watching, everybody.